Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So I feel like today's reading is just going to be a continuation of yesterday's reading. So for those who didn't see that one, to sum it up, there was someone feeling really blue because they aligned themselves with a bunch of soul suckers, aka a bunch of slugs or thugs. And those people took advantage of them, and they just took and kind of left this person in like a desert period. It had to do with sand, being buried in the sand, quicksand, is what I'm kind of picking up. And so in it, it seemed like there was a relationship that must have fallen apart or something like that. And I feel like in it, because the main song that was important in it was the song The Letter by the Box Tops. And in it, it's like, right, that song's all about like a guy wanting to go home because he just got a letter from his past love being like, I forgive you, come on home. And he's like, I don't care how I get there, I just need to get there the fastest, right? Ain't got time for a fast train, no plane, it just needs to be a plane, a direct flight to there. And so in the story, the letter was in reverse. There's no letter coming. This feminine energy in the song, in the reading, was not going to forgive. Like, they've moved on, they're gone. And so it was all about them going within, learning to check their emotions, because it seemed like they wanted to be a superstar in the past, and by being so social and caring about all those superficial things, they aligned themselves with those slugs that just latched on and depleted them. So now they're in this really blue energy. Another song that came out was Blue Moon, and I purposely tried to, because I like to put the songs in the description. That song has been covered so many times, but I was like, let's get to the root of it. So I tried to find the oldest version that I could, and it came back to 1934. And so that's what I kind of saw, was like getting to the root of the problem. When I was trying to pick the right one, getting to the root of it seemed to be my main concern. And so I did pull cards already, and then I feel like that's just what's going on here. So in that one, the masculine energy needed to realize that feminine was not coming back. They were not interested. There's no reconciliation. That they had to go within, do them internal work, and then by maybe internalizing things, they could write things down. And the letter was important, but it also turned into a book. And so I saw them writing, and that so much had to come out. So it seems like there's a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with from this masculine energy. So now, I guess you kind of saw the cards based on the thumbnail, but I'll just show you. So we have the coffin in reverse. So now I'm seeing things are kind of stuck, like someone's stuck in a cycle. So I'll tell you first. So we got the coffin in reverse with the tower. We had the rider in reverse with the letter. And so, these cards are all from the Sunflower Field Lenormand. And then underneath, we're using the Pulp Tarot. And from there, we have Three of Wands. We have the Emperor in reverse with Three of Pentacles. We have Judgment in reverse, and then the Hierophant in reverse. So I was just kind of sitting here staring at them for a bit, and so many of these cards are showing that, especially with this Emperor in reverse, he does not have good energy. He hasn't done the inner work, hasn't found that light within. In the previous story, they got stuck in a desert period. So there they are, stuck in the Three of Wands, looking out on this vast barren area. And they're just looking out, they want something, because they used to have all this energy, they used to have all these resources, and it's not working anymore. So now we have the Three of Pentacles. So he's sitting there and he's strategizing and he's being strategic. He's like, how can I get what I want? And so in this one, there's the Judgment in reverse that kind of goes along with this Coffin in reverse. They really want to try and open up a cycle again. They want to not just let things go, because that's where the rider would just move on, but we're not moving on. Something's very stuck. And with the rider and the Coffin in reverse right by the tower, it seems like they're struggling right now, and they don't really know what they want to do or how to do. And then last but not least, we have the Hierophant in reverse. So this is a person who I don't know, especially with the Emperor in reverse. So they've got the Emperor in reverse, and then they have the Hierophant in reverse. So to have both of those cards in reverse are the two most authoritative masculine cards in the deck, with both of them in reverse. Like, I feel like this is a warning. So in the last one, maybe it was like that feminine energy or whatever it is. I don't think they're doing the work. So now they're like, how can I come in with this letter and like try to reopen old wounds? I feel like this is not a, I don't want to say not, I feel like it's not a pleasant, it's a warning, it's a caution. It's like this energy has not done the healing at all. And so I was sitting there, it was like letter, book, book, book. And I looked over at my bookshelf. And then this was sitting on the shelf, the big book of less. And it says, oh, there's the front. It says, finding joy in living lighter. It's filled with dozens of paper goodies, 2 journals, 4 art posters, 1 fold-out tiny house, which I didn't know what it was. So I don't even want to talk right now, because I actually had another insight, and I knew I was supposed to rest. I was supposed to rest up in order for the rest of the downloads to come from this. But yeah, so I flipped it, and there's so many things in it, but I went to this page. That's not the first page I ended up on. That's the main one, but can I find the one that I was? I ended up, of course I'm not, but I ended up on this page that I thought was pretty cool, only because I had an interest in it before. And so when my life wasn't going the greatest, it seemed like everything was falling apart. My job contract was coming to an end. I was stuck in this relationship that I just didn't want to be in anymore. It was toxic. And so, oh, this is the one. This is the page I landed on. And it's just like all these tiny houses and campers and things like that. And then I looked at the title. The title that popped out was relatively inexpensive. Buying a closet-sized house is not for everyone, but you can get your own basic tiny house for around $23,000. And then it goes into like the materials. And then I closed it and I opened it. And then I went back to this tiny home. And so if you like look, there's like a little, there's the diagram, but you take this and you can make a tiny home out of this paper. So random. I've got another book where you can like write it and do all these things, but I originally bought this book because, again, I was in a toxic relationship and I was trying to find happy. I was feeling really stressed and overburdened. And so I thought, how do you find light? I wanted to feel light. So it says, finding joy in living lighter. And I wanted, at one point, I was like, my job was coming, the contract was closed. And then I was like, you know what I really want? I want to buy a Class B camper, right? One of those ones you can, not like a camper that's like so big, but like the one that's like a van, but you have everything in it. Because I kind of wanted to go explore. I wanted to go do things. And I had the money, I had everything. And I remember telling that person that, and they looked at me, and then what did they say? Are you fucking stupid? And I remember just like, I feel like there's 3 pivotal moments that were my ending thing. And that was one of them. I was just like, I'm done with this guy. I don't ever want to really deal with him. And then that was the moment I felt no more love for him in my heart again. I was like, who would talk to their significant other like that? And then I realized it was him. And that's when I was like, you gotta let these kind of people go. And that's what I'm kind of picking up in this energy, is like that type of person. That type of person who doesn't support your dreams, who doesn't, right? We got Emperor in reverse and Hierophant, right? Hierophant, Emperor in upright is someone who's like in control, right? They've mastered all elements and masculine energies and feminine energies, and they're a leader. And then the Hierophant is like someone who's like a religious or spiritual leader. They're both leaders in their own right. But in both of these being in reverse, this is someone who has not done the inner work. This is someone who, as they're sitting there like plotting and strategizing, like, how can I get what I want? Right? It should be judgment, but it's like, how can I open up this cycle that just wants to stay and continue over and over and over again? So I feel like there might be communication coming in with this letter that's like a warning, just a warning to someone, right? It's like, I'm really hoping that that person comes out and gives me that letter and that apology that I really want. But you have to really use discernment, because I don't feel like there's actually been any real healing, reflection. It's not authentic. It's just they attach themselves to slugs, and now that the slugs aren't feeding them as much as they wanted to, because slugs never were feeding them, they were feeding the slugs, they're stuck in this barren wasteland. And rather than letting things go and things dying like it's meant to be, closing a cycle, closing a chapter, their world's getting rocked, it seems. They're very lonely. So with that tiny home and things, I'm seeing that thing where it's like, it's better to be alone, like someone just off in a tiny house being alone, because you go out and do what you want and you're happy. These are like sunflower cards. Like, it's just like nature and like beauty, but it just seems like not quite the most idealistic beauty. This is constraining and restricting, and it doesn't feel good. There's no lightness in this. And then I had a thought before that until I got to this. Oh yeah, it's better to be alone than to be in a group of people and be lonely. Because in yesterday's reading, this person was very blue. They were not admitting their true feelings or anything. And so that's the overall energy. Oh, and then I kind of doubted myself. And I was like, maybe that's not the book I was supposed to get. So then I got the book, Know Yourself. And then I opened it up and I found it to this page. And it says, what did you think would never happen to you? And so that's what I'm kind of seeing, is this Emperor in reverse. This masculine energy thought that they would get away with something, that things would never crumble or crash or whatever. And I don't know, I think they saw themselves in the light of the Emperor. So in the last card, last story, it was the Star. What are you doing that you're asked not to be? Well, this person's out there showboating and being like, giving freely to all that. Like, they're the star. So superstar. I'm seeing kind of like an actor kind of thing, celebrity. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, they were giving and giving, and then realized that in the end they ended up alone. They ended up lonely. And so my baby wrote me a letter. No, she didn't. She left, and she's not coming back in this story. And yeah, now they're kind of being like, well, how can I get my supply? So maybe they're slugs, and they're feeding off you as a collective viewer. So I was just pulling a card, and it seemed like you were giving very freely to this person. This person had their hand out with this judgment card, and they would take and take and take and take and take. And now you've called judgment, and you're like, I'm not giving to you anymore, because you keep using and manipulating, and it's all for nothing, right? That's where I see like that person when I was like, hey, I want to go get a Class B camper, and they're like, are you fucking stupid? Like, no, not at all. In fact, I still regret not listening to that, because I ended up doing other things, but I am where I am now, and I guess I could make the best of it, and things will always change. But my only biggest regret is always taking their thoughts and consideration into my plans And then in the end, I didn't. So that was kind of freeing and justifying. And so that's what I kind of see with this story is like, I feel like that's what the collective has done. You freed yourself from whatever situation that kind of left you barren in something. And now that cycle's done, it's a test. It's a test that the past is going to come back. And how much did you learn? And how much do you respect yourself? So we have, I pulled a couple cards, but we have the ring in reverse, and then we got star in reverse. And star was in reverse yesterday too. So this circle, this cycle, it's got to be done, right? No more giving freely just to feel better about yourself. And there again, we have that Six of Pentacles, giving freely. And then the next one to come out was the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles is all about you not giving your resources, because that's what I feel like. I feel like you gave and gave and gave, and then you had nothing. You left yourself with zero, right? You were poor. You were like, this is what I have. And then someone would kind of come and manipulate and be like, yeah, but you should spend it on this, or I really need this, like, oh, save me. And you were like, okay, here's my last whatever. But then you would go without. And so finally along the lines, you realized, I got to take care of myself. And you did. And it kind of caused conflict. You got so tired. And that's almost it. It's an energy vampire, these slugs. So I feel like they had slugs on them that they were giving to. Those were probably like friends who, I don't know, just pump up the ego more. And it's like you were giving to them and they were giving to someone else. So really you were giving to everyone, even though you would have never given to those people, because those people were thugs. Slimy, slippery, gross ass slugs. And they didn't even have like good attitudes. And so by you cutting off the source, well, now they can't give to those people. And that person who was taking from you looked like a superstar to them, but now they don't have that to give. So now these people are like, well, now they're salty. And slugs don't like salt. And so now they turn that energy to you, like, you are my supply, like, I want it back. And you gotta put up this. I know conflict and all those things aren't really the energy that we kind of strive for, but this is you learning your lesson. Do you really want to go in that cycle again? And I don't think the answer is yes, because I feel like the energy with the Emperor in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse, there is no love. This person does not use their heart. They're manipulative and calculated. And they've got their eye set on taking your worth. And what I think is sad about this is before they were taking things, worth, time, energy, and resources, but also with it came self-confidence. And your self-worth is what kind of got cashed in the flow. So by you removing yourself, right, with the Rider in reverse, you going off on your own journey, you did an inner journey, and you got your confidence and your self-worth back. Now you're feeling like $1 million. Now you are in the star energy. And when you're in that energy, you have to be very mindful who you share your time, energy, and resources with, because that's when they didn't like you at the low. At your low, they didn't help you. They didn't give a crap about you. But now that you're back healthy and you're happy and you're confident and you got the flow of energy and things seem to be working out for you, and you're not in this poor me energy anymore, because once you did that inner reflection, it seemed like your abundance and physical reality also matched that. Well, now they want to come back. And it's like, you didn't do the inner work. You just want to come here. They're a parasite. They're there to take and feed off you. That's it. So this is a warning that as much as you want that letter, as much as you want that apology, as much as all that, you don't need it. You really don't, because you've healed without it. Look at how far you've come. Look at where you are now. And when you can finally like put that line of salt down, there was reading with the unicorns that talked about like salt of the earth. There's got to be boundaries, and salt is protection. Put that salt down. You may have to be salty. that sucks. We love being open and kind and whatever, but you need that energetic boundary. I see energy boundaries, right? Go meditate and clear. Let that go. And then there's also a boundary, because I think physically they're going to come back and be like, I've changed, but I don't get that in this energy at all. And they want to continue the cycle. They don't want karmic ties to end. They want to continue to thrive while you struggle to survive. And that is not fair. And I don't like this energy. If it comes up again, I might be a little more saucier, but that's what I'm seeing. So, oh yeah. Did I say, now that you're confident, now there's new things coming. And it's almost like when those new things come, that's when that person's now in desperate energy. Like, shit, my window of opportunity is closing. And that's how close you are to your next huge manifestation. And so I just want you to heal without needing that apology, to continue to grow and be so proud of yourself. And don't give your self-worth to whoever this crummy, crappy energy is, because they don't have heart. They don't use heart. In the reading yesterday, they need to go within and learn to do it themselves. So let them do it themselves. That's their karmic lesson now, because those are the choices they had. And I'm going to pull one more question. I felt like, what did you think would never happen to you was the question for them. And question for you is, what are you grateful to your parents for? And then, what is the wildest thing you've ever done? So, especially with this masculine energy, and it talked about parents, maybe, like, say, feminine energy, there might be a father wound, and that's why you attracted that. If you're a masculine, there might be a mother wound, right? And then learning to work on the parent energy of it, heal inside yourself. You won't attract these slimy slugs anymore. You'll have like an equal connection come in. So we'll just leave that there. You've already done so much of the work and the healing. This is just the final knock. Like, I'm back. And you're like, okay, goodbye. Because that chapter is done. Don't even answer the door, to be honest. So with that, have a great day, because you've been doing great. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. You know what's really interesting? It's like, what can you be grateful for your parents? Well, the other day was my mom's birthday, so we're gonna go out and celebrate her today. So I'm gonna honor her that way, and she'll watch this at one time. And here's a heart for you. See you at dinner. Bye, guys.